In this lesson, we will look at an overview of oxidation-reduction reactions and the concept of oxidation states. Oxidation-reduction reactions are essentially any reaction involving the transfer of electrons. This involves most reactions that take place in our world, although acid-base reactions are an exception, as they focus on proton transfer. Oxidation-reduction reactions are also known as redox reactions. Now, what do oxidation and reduction really mean? Oxidation occurs when any substance loses electrons, and reduction occurs when a substance gains electrons. This may seem contradictory to what you would assume, and thus there's a simple mnemonic device you can use to help remember. The statement oil rig is a reminder that oxidation is losing, while reduction is gaining. Now, this may all seem quite straightforward, but in balanced chemical equations, the electrons are not explicitly stated. Thus, it can be difficult to keep track of which substances are gaining and losing them. To help with this, chemists have devised oxidation states. An oxidation state of an atom in a compound is the hypothetical charge it would acquire if it were not involved in the bond. Chemists have devised a list of several rules to follow to help in assigning these oxidation states to atoms. Let's look at a few examples. The first rule for assigning oxidation states tells us that any substance in its elemental form has an oxidation state of 0, regardless of whether it's monatomic, diatomic, or polyatomic. This means an aluminum atom, an H2 molecule, and an S8 molecule all have oxidation states of 0. Let's now take a look at sodium chloride. Another rule for assigning oxidation states tells us that all group 1 metals in a compound have oxidation states of +1. This means we can assign +1 to sodium. Another rule tells us that the sum of all oxidation states in a compound must be equal to the total charge of the molecule. In this case, the overall charge is 0, and since sodium has a charge of +1, chlorine must have a charge of -1. The full list of rules for assigning oxidation states is very important to know.